Hey guys, Hikari here. We're starting off this week's chapter, Black Clover, where we left off last week with Lucius and Sister Lily basically overlooking Asta and looking down on him, and we see that Asta's basically reacting by saying, not yet, I'm not done yet, I'm not going to go down, but Lucius is telling him to stop being so stubborn and that you don't really have a lot longer to live. And he says that Asta only has a couple minutes to live, so it really shows just how dire the situation is with Asta right now, and he really needs to get out of this situation. And we see that instantly, without skipping a beat, of course, in Tabata style, we see that Noelle and Mimosa are both trying to go after Asta. They're trying to help him. We see that Noelle is charging up a Sea Dragon's Roar, it seems, and she's pushing towards Asta, but her attack gets trapped in a sort of spatial magic cube or rectangle, and she's reacting by saying, what's going on? Like, aren't you Asta's? This really does show just how jarring it is, the fact that Sister Lily has done like a complete personality change, like it's gone full 180 from how she was before, a nice caring person to now being just a sort of mindless drone, a mindless fighter for Lucius. So this really shows just how bad it would be if everybody becomes like this. One of the most interesting things to come out of the chapter right now is the fact that Lucius says that she actually has Beelzebub's power right now, and that he literally incarnated the devil and using his soul magic was able to kind of get rid of the power from the devil and give it to other people. So I don't know what the upper limit of this is, if he's able to just keep giving people the same type of devil power. So if he can just give multiple people Beelzebub spatial magic, that's very scary considering what he says next. And that's when Noelle's asking, what's the meaning of this and what are you doing? And he basically says that he took control of all of the other devils in the Underworld. He took control of literally every single one on the higher levels and on the lower levels, and he's actually going to be using their power. So this just shows just how dire the situation is and just how strong Lucius is right now. Like, it's almost unfathomable, the fact that just fighting one of the devils, or like some of the higher ranking devils, Asta had to go into Devil Union before, and we see that not many people in the series can even take down a devil. Like when Lilith and Nama had fused, we see that not a lot of people can do that, but it took Asta using Devil Union, or it takes people like Noelle or to be able to do that. So the fact that he has access to literally every single one of them, and he's able to just give any of his soldiers those powers, is very scary. And it really does just show the fact that, like, we almost can't even really fathom just how strong Lucius is going into this final arc with his soul magic. And soul magic by itself seems like it almost has no limits to what you can do. That, along with the fact that he has time magic and access to literally every other devil along with his siblings, really is showing that he is the ultimate villain in the story. There hasn't been anybody that's even near his level of strength right now, and I don't think there's ever going to be anybody that is, considering this is going to be the final arc. So this is definitely like a main villain. This is somebody that is going to have to be beaten at the end of the story, and he does show off, end of story level strength. Getting back into the chapter though, we see that Lucius starts talking about the fact that using the power of the devils, he's basically going to recreate humans into higher life forms, which is just him going over his plans again. And he's saying that, with 9 invincible bodies and boundless wisdom, they're going to become, these different life forms. And he says that he's going to call them the Paladins, and that Sister Lily is going to become one of the first ones of the Paladins that he's going to create in the vision of making a ultimate human being. We see a panel of Noelle, obviously, and very much so kind of confused as to what he's really saying right now. And it makes sense, just hearing this from this random person that's come in and made Asta look very weak in the situation, since you have to really consider the fact that right now, I think everybody realizes that Asta in his Devil Unit is probably one of the strongest people in the world, and the fact that he was taken down so easily and everybody's kind of just watching this unfold is probably a very jarring situation for them. So it makes sense right now that Noelle's kind of just confused as to what is going on right now, and it makes sense that nobody's really sure what this man has even been doing or why he's so strong and why he's even here right now. Lucius then tells Noelle that, he isn't just going to be any regular Wizard King, that he's actually going to try to become the greatest Wizard King. And we see a very pained expression on Asta's face, and Mimosa and Sakurai start to rush forward towards Asta to try to heal him, to try to get him out of the situation. But we see that Sister Lily uses another very strong version of her spatial magic to basically force them out of the area that she's in, and they're not able to help him out. They can't do anything, they can't penetrate this cube. Inside of the cube, do. It's very similar to what Xenon was doing with the spatial magic, where it's kind of unraveling any other magic that comes into contact or is inside of that area. So it's like an absolute space. Nothing that they don't want or the caster wants in there is going to be able to kind of exist in that little cube right there. So they're not going to be able to fight against her with their magic in there. Sister Lily then talks to them saying that, Lucius is a very good person and that, soon enough they're going to kind of conform to what he's saying. And we see that Noelle is once again, kind of saying that, aren't you Asta's, childhood caretaker? You've been with Asta for a while. Why are you doing this? She's still very confused as to what's really going on. And we see that even through all of this, she's still saying, I'm sorry, Asta, but you passing away is going to kind of bring about true peace in the world. And Asta's still, very, very optimistic, saying that, sister, I'm going to save you. I swear I'm going to do it. And we see that he actually gets teleported away, and we don't know where he got teleported to. He just gets sent away. So I'm pretty sure he's not dead. Of course, he's most likely still alive, but I don't know where he's going to get sent to. And maybe this is kind of going to be when we're going to get an introduction to maybe the land that Yami comes from. You never know. Maybe that is where he got sent from, and that's just that's kind of just this, me just spitballing. Maybe that is where he's going to be sent, but who knows at this point. But we see everybody's kind of reacting to the fact that Asta has just disappeared, and the pained expressions on their faces are very, very interesting. And we don't really see Tabata do too many of these expressions, but they honestly look very terrified at the fact that Asta has just disappeared, in that they don't know where he's at right now. Lucius then reacts by saying that the flaw of the world has been eliminated and that Judgment Day is actually going to arrive 7 days from now. So as per usual, Tabata is being very fast paced with the arc, so it seems like everything in this arc is going to happen most likely in the next 7 days, which could change. Maybe, they'll go past 7 days if things, some certain things happen. Maybe, he'll get defeated kind of, or just depending on what happens in the story, but maybe it will be more than 7 days. But in general, it does seem like the arc is going to be very fast paced. We see that at the bottom of this panel that he even says that he's already knows how everything's going to turn out, and that he's actually seen the future in a way. That's what he's saying. So he's saying that he knows they're going to try to fight him, but I want to know just how far into the future and just what he can see into the future, since that's kind of a weird thing for him to just kind of put one off on, just saying that, yeah, I've seen into the future a bit. Because if he can see that far into the future, the fact that they were all going to fight him and that he's most likely still going to win, is he able to kind of use something very similar to the Almighty from Bleach, where he can just see different futures and kind of determine what the best course of action is? Since that would be very insane. That'd be very scary for them going forward, since I don't know how they're going to kind of defeat somebody that has a power like the Almighty from Bleach, since even that power wasn't even defeated straight up. They had to get rid of his power in order for him to do that. So it really just shows that they do need Asta in this situation, and that without Asta, he really is nigh invincible. There's not really anybody that's going to be able to stop him. But we see that at the end of the chapter, all the captains are actually rushing towards him, and we see that William's reacting by saying, Julius-sama, what's going on? And the person that's kind of the most scared, the most mad in this situation is actually Yami. And we see that he's looking at the face and the body of Lucius, and he's saying, it's very similar to Julius, but obviously it isn't him. And Julius uses some magic to literally teleport away, and that is the end of the chapter. And I gotta say, that's a very interesting chapter, and I really liked it from start to finish. It just shows that, Tabata is still keeping that style of very fast-paced arcs. Fast-paced, a lot of things happening fast, everything's moving, and I do like that, and it's his style, so, we do have to appreciate him for that. But I just really want to get into the fact that Lucius said that he can kind of see the future. That's very important. If he's able to see that far ahead, the fact that they were still going to fight him and that there's a possibility that he's still going to win, I don't know what to say for them right now. They really are going to need Asta like we were thinking, and without Asta, there's no way. I feel like they're going to get past him and they're going to win this fight, but only time will really tell. But definitely let me know in the comments what you guys think he's going to pull out of the bag next, since he technically has access to every single devil that was in the Underworld, all the higher ranking devils, all the supreme devils. It seems like he has access to everybody, so I just want to know what you guys think anybody can really do to him at this point other than Asta. Asta there, because I think it'll take some time for Asta to make it to where they are from wherever he got teleported. So I just want to know what everybody thinks will happen, but definitely let me know that in the comments, and like the video if you liked it, and subscribe, as it really does help me out, and I really do appreciate each and every one of you guys for checking out the channel. Also check out my socials, check out my Twitter and TikTok, where I'm going to be posting a lot of my shorter videos. I just want to thank everybody for watching, and I'm out. Peace.